Former Barcelona star agrees return, another rejected contract for Serie A striker. Arteta guides Arsenal into the top four, and the transfer roundup all coming up in the next few minutes. As I'm your host, Matt Froelich, you are the One Footballers, and this is the Daily News. So first up, just when you think there couldn't be crazier transfer news coming out of Barcelona, it's reported that they've agreed to take back one of their former strikers in Alexis Sanchez, the forgotten man. I'd even forgotten he played at Inter. Never mind that he hasn't really done much on the pitch for the last couple of years, but here we are. He's apparently agreed to return to Barcelona on a loan deal because Inter are going to take Luke de Jong off Barcelona's hands. I say off Barcelona's hands, it's actually off Sevilla's hands because he's on loan from Sevilla to Barcelona. Anyway, all three clubs have agreed on this deal, and it looks as though all that's needed is Xavi to rubber seal the stamp. Anyway, it looks as though this deal has all been approved apart from Xavi, who just needs to give it the okay, and then the deal will be done. It's a rather odd transfer, but I can kind of see the angle that Barcelona are going for. So with bringing Dani Alves back, with bringing Xavi back as well, with bringing Alexis Sanchez, they're sort of not only plucking on the heartstrings of these former Barcelona players about a chance to rejoin the club, whether it's towards the end of their career, where their career's stalling somewhat, but on top of all of this, the players especially that are coming back to Barcelona are going to be willing to help Barca now because it's not the major point in their career. There's a big difference between those that have had a career at Barcelona, those that have been successful at Barcelona, like Sanchez and definitely like Dani Alves, and the ones that are coming to Barcelona to be successful. Erling Haaland's a great example. I'm sure that if Barcelona are on top of the world, Haaland would love to join, but he doesn't want to join the club that could potentially be in the Europa League next season, that will be playing in the Europa League at the back end of this season, and that aren't looking too promising for the future just yet. That's where the massive difference comes in. So those who have already had a successful career at Barca may be coming back, and that might include Lionel Messi. There's no rumours about it. This isn't a transfer roundup. I'm just saying I think in the future, if the finances are right and the timing is right, I think Lionel Messi could return to Barca. Who knows? Maybe they get back into the Champions League next summer. Things could change. But anyway, on to the next story. And that is another massive transfer deal. We actually mentioned Erling Haaland, and I think behind him in first, Kylian Mbappe in second, the third most wanted striker is Dusan Vlahovic. The Fiorentina forward is having an unbelievably good season, and it's no wonder that the Italian club have slapped a €100 million price tag on his head. But he's also rejected the latest contract offer. Yesterday, speaking of Fiorentina, chairman said that they had offered the Serbian forward the highest paid contract in Fiorentina's club history. Think about all the legends they've had down the years, but no. The striker has said no. Him and his agent have informed the club that they do not wish to extend beyond the last 18 months of his deal, and this could set an absolute scramble between all sorts of European clubs to get his signature. Like I mentioned before, there's three big strikers who are wanted. Kylian Mbappe, it looks like he's going to end up at Real Madrid. I know they've delayed their talks until after Real Madrid play PSG in the Champions League, but it looks as though, despite the fact he's on a free, he'll end up at Real somehow. The second is Erling Haaland, and there'll be a lot of teams interested for €75 million, as that's his release clause. And if they can't get either of them, Vlahovic is also going to be on the list. But do some clubs bypass the Mbappe-Haaland negotiations knowing they won't get in there? Someone like Tottenham or Arsenal, and maybe go and pay the ridiculous money for Vlahovic? I'm not so sure. I think Manchester United might have something to say about this as well. But one thing is for certain, those three strikers will more than likely be at a new club come next summer. Who knows, something crazy might also happen in January. On top of this though, and talking of Arsenal, Mikel Arteta guided them into the top four last night with a 2-0 victory over West Ham. Not only is this a good victory because where it leaves them in the table, but also it's a good victory over a very, very good West Ham side. David Moyes' team aren't the same away from home, but there's still a prospect to be dealt with. That is until Kufal got himself sent off. I think it's a little bit harsh because he made contact with the ball first, but it was actually a red card if you consider the follow through as well. And despite the fact that Alexander Lacazette missed the penalty, there were goals from Martinelli and Emil Smith-Rowe, which took Arsenal to a 2-0 victory. Actually, talking of that penalty, it's not a good time to be an Arsenal captain. This week has seen Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang stripped to the captaincy for breaching club rules, and then when Lacazette was given the armband, he's gone and missed a penalty. In fact, Arsenal have missed all three penalties this season. Absolute nightmare for them. Anyway, last night's other football also saw Wolves win for the first time in quite some time with a win away at Brighton, and a share of the points was given out between Crystal Palace and Southampton. James Ward-Prowse, the free kick maestro. Finally then, a quick run up of the rest of the day's transfer news that you might have missed. And Manchester United have reported reportedly joined the race for Chelsea defender Antonio Rudiger. Paulinho has rejoined Corinthians. Andre Hernandez still going to sign for Inter Milan next summer, despite saying that Barcelona was of interest to him as well. And lastly but not least, our Spurs manager Antonio Conte is hoping to lure Lorenzo Insigne from Napoli to the North London club when his contract runs out at the end of the season. That's all from me now. Make sure you check back tomorrow for our last ever daily news and loads more OneFootball content.